welcome back to the studio. I'm joined by Vlad Kaltenieks, the CEO of BoyleSports. Welcome into the studio.
Great to be here, Katie.
Yeah, fabulous to have you. So tell us, at a time when a lot of operators are looking to reduce or reshape their UK operations, BoyleSports is going all in with an ambitious plan to invest up to 100 million in the market. So have your plans changed in the wake of the 2025 budget and the tax increase that brought?
We're quite excited, actually, about what's ahead of us. I know that there are changes in regulation, taxation. My mindset is really in terms of thinking about it as an opportunity. When we were making our plans about the 100 million investment over the next 3 years, we were also considering should anything change. And I think our industry is all about change. So we did bake that in. So we're quite committed to continue on the journey and finding the right opportunity for us. I think what we've seen from recent announcement in the UK, it's definitely horse racing and Scoresbook offers a great opportunity. And of course, to continue rowing or casino offering, I think, or something special that we offer to our customers is that unique experience that they can get in retail and online. And we're quite different to the big, well-known players in the industry. A humble business that started over 40 years ago and has grown, I think, quite well. We offer that personalized touch, and we're really looking after our customers and making sure that we back them.
And talk us through your plans for the market. What does BoyleSports offer above your competitors?
I think it's that personalized touch. We're well known for our racing proposition. We have been a part of the culture and fabric in Ireland. And over the past couple of years, we have been growing that presence and growing our partnerships. So we're known for our Newbury sponsorship there for the race course. And most recently, I think over 5 or 6 months ago, we've announced our partnership with West Ham United. There's also London Lions, and that's in basketball. I think BoyleSports of today and I think tomorrow, for me, is a really part of that sporting culture, sporting fabric, and being able to offer customers a choice, an informed choice where customers can see what they can select to bet on and make a much more informed decision about their betting behaviors.
Now, there's certainly potential for M&A driven growth. Considering strategic reviews and other major operators and a widespread consensus that small operators will look to sell or pull out of the market in the wake of the tax hike, do you see scope for M&A accelerating BoyleSports growth in the UK?
I think it's going to be a very interesting space. There's definitely going to be players that are going to be affected by new regulation. Some of them will be looking for new partnerships and maybe joint ventures. Some of them were probably looking outside of UK markets and seeing what's out there in Europe and maybe in Africa or beyond. I think for our company, for BoyleSports, it definitely presents a great opportunity. An opportunity to continue to innovate, finding new ways to engage customers, to compete with the big players in the market. As I said, we're a small player and we need to find a smart way how to continue to win hearts and minds of the customers. And yes, I think as markets to continue to consolidate, and we've seen a number of announcements over the recent period, there will be definitely something that we would be keeping our eyes open and saying what's right for us. Obviously, we would want to continue to consolidate our presence in the UK market and to continue to grow in Ireland. So if we see an opportunity in digital space, but also in retail, we will definitely look at it and consider whether that's the right move for us to make.
And this is obviously all happening in amidst the Gambling Regulation Act being rolled out in BoyleSports' hometown of Ireland, or home country of Ireland, I should say. Does this mean you're having to deal with a degree of uncertainty at the moment?
It's interesting because we've been advocating for regulation in Ireland for a long while. And it's really great to see that it's coming forward now. So the bill has been passed by the legislators, and the Gambling Commission of Ireland is being established. So this year we're going to be seeing the licensing process, and there are going to be other changes. I think we were already working towards that the regulation is going to come in. We've been already subscribing to voluntary code of conduct and also contributing to certain responsible gambling funds. So for us, it's a real opportunity to work with the new regulator and to continue to make sure that Ireland is a market that is sustainable, but also is looking after customers from the responsible gambling perspective. I see ample of opportunity for BoyleSports to continue on a very positive trajectory for us.
And speaking more broadly, let's get your thoughts on global expansion. There's obviously been a focus on UK markets. What factors do you assess to see whether opportunities are right for BoyleSports? Talk to us about that.
It's, I think for me, there's a multitude of them, but the two most important ones are what is the external opportunity and what is the internal capability. One of the decisions I had to make last year is around focus. It's really what are we about, what we're strong, what do we believe in, and we have decided that UK and Ireland is one of the most important focus areas for foreseeable future. Now, that doesn't rule out if we're seeing something further afield, maybe in Europe or maybe in America or Latin America or Africa, that we're not going to look at that. But for me, it's important. Like one of my philosophies is that I would like to buy a business that's great and for good money. Those opportunities are rare. So continuing to tap into the streams of opportunities as they come up is important. And I've been quite active in the space, looking and seeing what's out there for BoyleSports, if there's anything right. So we're definitely open, and we'll see what's going to happen. It's really great to see some of the markets maturing as well. And I think for me, it's more about maybe markets that are maturing and where there's an established operation, where a company of us, like ours, can come in and to bring that investment, to bring an energy to continue a positive growth journey.
Let's talk a little bit more about Africa and the opportunity the continent presents. A lot of operators are expanding on the continent. What are your thoughts on that?
So we had a gig in South Africa for a few good years. It was a great opportunity for us to learn around the Africa, so South Africa as a market, but also like Africa as a wider opportunity. Now, as I mentioned, we've decided to focus purely on UK and Ireland, but what I've seen there, I think that's a hugely exciting market. And it also has different levels of maturity because each country represents different environment, completely different set of customers and different approaches. So the opportunity is there, but one needs to be super versatile in terms of their approach. The difference in culture is clear there to see. So building strong partnerships and communicating well, that's going to be important. And also product and technology is of a paramount importance. Some of the countries are more developed, so that they're allowing customers to experience products with much bigger bandwidth demands and maybe more graphics, where in certain other countries, you still have those restrictions, so you need to be able to pivot and adapt your product to that. I have seen a number of operators doing some really interesting and great things, and I think African continent really represents one of the opportunities, big opportunities there. But mindset, technology, understanding the local cultural environment and the background and building partnerships there are going to be super important for any business that's willing to come in there and make it a success.
And considering the UK investment, it seems as though the business is prepared to wait rather than jump on any kind of gold rush as new markets open. Is that fair to say?
I think so, yes. I mean, we have a long-term strategy, and we also pivot when things come around. So if we see a great opportunity for us to acquire something, like maybe retail stores, yes, or another business that would complement our operations, we absolutely will jump on that. And if there's changes in the market, like regulation or taxation, we are going to look at it in the context of a longer-term strategy and see where do we need to tweak, where do we need to pivot. I think these days it's also very important to have a long-held term beliefs and maybe have an opportunity to step back and take time to reflect on what is really going on. What do we stand for? Is majority of our assumptions still true? And where do we need to course correct if needed? And what does it mean for our teams or customers and overall proposition?
Now, it seems as though 2026 is starting at a time of uncertainty for the gambling industry. Do you agree with that? And what do you foresee this uncertainty presenting for established brands?
I think it depends on the mindset and your situation in the market where you are. I adopt the mindset of problem solving, growth, trying to figure out the way forward. Do we have all the answers? We don't. Are we expecting things to get a bit more challenging? Probably. So one has to be ready for that, and one has to think about it in a way, what do we do? How, as a CEO, I need to also engage and motivate my teams and make sure that they're moving forward. So I think it's a real mix there. My messaging is really in terms of we need to be aware what's coming. We need to be able to look and dissect it to understand and bring some data into it as well, and understand what does it mean for our business. And then we need to have an ability to look, maybe project a few years ahead and think, okay, is that really going to change our course or not? And if there's something that we need to respond in the moment, then yes. So I think it's cautious optimism, what I might call it. So yes, respond and think in the moment. And that's what we're doing today. We're thinking, okay, this year is going to be challenging around the new taxation in the UK, and there will be changes in the Ireland with the coming regulation. But let's think first as of an opportunity, because competition will also be pulling maybe their marketing budgets, maybe changing their approaches. Can we leverage that as an opportunity and to continue building the brand, but also being super responsible internally in the way that we operate? So we need to have operational cadence, making sure that we're not overspending and that we are deploying our capital in a very, very thoughtful way. And then maybe if we were spending money in one area, let's redeploy it in the area where we see that's going to help us grow and compete in this challenging environment. So I think it's going to be different for different people in the way that 2026 and beyond is going to unfold. But I would invite people to really think, and our industry is phenomenal. We've faced so many challenges before, and we seem to be coming out stronger and stronger. So let's maybe bring that energy and the mindset in 2026 with cautious optimism.
Cautious optimism, I like that. Thank you so much for coming to see us at the studio today.
Great to be here, Katie. Thanks for taking time to speak to me today.
Oh, you're so welcome.
Great.
Thank you.